Okay, we are preparing to install some tile here, but we have a problem with there is a hump in the floor right in the middle of the hallway. And once you go back to where that big fix-all patch is, that's the worst of it there. Maybe a little bit this way. Yeah. So we are going to cut the plywood about 3 or 4 inches from the wall on each side and remove all the plywood, and then we're going to get a planer and flatten out the floor joists going under here, because what we have underneath is there is a beam center under this, and then there is a center joist on top of the beam that has joists coming in from this side and that side,
God,
and
this
they
is
meet in the
worse.
middle. Yeah.
And then right
And
here
then
it
over
stops.
there it's okay.
It stops right
Yeah,
here.
which is good.
So we can make a cut right at the end of the wall.
Yeah. So that's what we are going to do. Is we've got the thing right on top of that. Yeah. So that's what we have to do, is cut out the plywood in the middle, plane down the hump on the joists, and we'll be good to go. All right. Okay, so we have got the floor torn up there, and just as we suspected, the joists come together over the beam in the center of the house, and the beam is a little higher than either side, and so what you get is a slight scissoring between the two. I don't know if it really shows up well on camera, but so that is why we have a high point in the center, and this one here being the worst of the bunch. So the unknown mechanic is going to go and pick up one of the tools that he has dreamt of having all his life finally, a Makita hand planer with a couple of extra sets of blades. And we're going to go to town on these and flatten it out. Oddly enough, the floor is relatively flat at this end here, which is in the main section of the house. And we just installed all this hardybacker in there for tile. And this is going to be oak floors out here. Tambura. Sounds like tempura. And so yeah, things are coming along nicely. So we will nail some 2x4s between the joists, half under. We will put liquid nails under, and then 3-inch screws about every 6 inches, and then we'll do that over the whole thing. Then the plywood is 1.25 inches thick, so we will get some 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch plywood, and that will fill up the difference. And then we'll just put some liquid nails, glue in there to hold everything together, and this will work out very nicely. Mrs. Unknown Mechanic wanted to put some 12x24 tiles in there, and with the hump in the floor, it would have had a severe teetering problem, and we just would not have been able to do it. So this way Mrs. Unknown Mechanic gets what she wants, and that's all that matters. Okay, we are going to go and get something for dinner. All right, the Unknown Mechanic and I have been working on the floor here. As you can see, we have ripped out the center of the floor where the hump was, and then we took the planer and sander and removed the hump in the middle of the floor. So I don't know that you can really tell. Well, actually, I guess it shows up pretty flat now. So anyway, we have got the floor nice and flat here now. It's just kind of a straight edge. And I think I showed you yesterday that we had a hump in everything, and now things are as flat as can be. And so, flat floors make a happy Mrs. Unknown Mechanic for her tile. Isn't that right? I guess so. That's an understatement. Okay, so now we are going to...
He said to fix it.
Yeah, she said fix it, so I'm fixing it. That's all she said. She said she showed up, looked at it, said fix it, and then walked away, leaving us to do her work. So we are going to glue and screw these 2x4 backers, and then we're going to lay a sheet of 3/4 and a sheet of 1/2 inch plywood over this, which will make up the 1 1/4 plywood height. And then we'll be in business. We'll be able to start flooring and put some 1/2 inch hardy backer over this, and then start tiling on into the bathroom. Okay. All right, there you see it. We have everything's all planed off, and we have just a little minor bit of touch-up work on the saw there. So it's going to take one full sheet, 34 5/8 inches wide, and it is perfectly flat now. We got our straight edge on there, no more teetering. So everything's looking good. Now we will, as soon as the Unknown Mechanic gets this last little thing done, then he will climb back out of there, and we're going to put down some liquid nails and screw it down. Screw down another piece of 1/2 inch plywood, and then we mortar and set hardy backer. So it's coming along. I finished installing hardy backer in the rear entry and on the pedestal for the new fireplace pellet stove, I believe. Or actually, it's a wood stove, I think. But yeah, so that worked out very nicely. Had to take the planer to the floor out here. Same problem here as over there, where we had to rip up the floor and plane down the joists where they made a crown, and that's working out very nicely here. So we got the hardy backer installed here, and we have all the joints are taped, and we just finished installing hardy backer in the bathroom. So it was already installed in the little closet under the water heater. So now it's in the under the wash machine over there, and out through here into the sink area. However, we have to remove the toilet yet, and we're not ready to do that until the bathroom upstairs is ready. So anyway, things are looking real good. We got our joints are taped and mortared. So we will be doing tile here soon, and then we will be installing oak floors. Okay, stay tuned for more exciting home remodeling. And that is not a musician, that is a Makita Charger. We're just about to tile the bath laundry area, and we have cut and fitted all the tiles down very carefully, have the gaps all set right. We have a grid pattern drawn into the floor, and so now we are going to start to mortar our way back out from the room. We'll just start in here and back butter those tiles, and then work our way into here, back some more, then into there, and finishing up with these. And then we have the transition ends in the middle of the door jamb, under the middle of the door, and there will be a different tile in the hallway here. So things are coming along very nicely. Mitch is just finishing mixing up the mud, and then I've got my gloves on and I will start to mortar the tile down. These are some expensive gloves. These are 8mm blue nitrile gloves, and they don't break like the others do. Okay, so we have the tile is all mortared in place. Finished that last night, and we're not going to walk on it today, but looks real good. Lines are all matching up nicely. So next thing you got to do is put this piece of sheetrock back, and then there's a hole up here for the dryer duct. I need to get the ducting fitted to that and come down the wall to just above the left upper corner of the washing machine water box.